If you sell relatively complicated and expensive things that take a long time to close, you need to be having high value, high impact events with your best prospects and customers to give them something of extreme value and feed them food and make them feel happy and enjoy their time, because that is how you are remembered. It is not about what your sales rep said in step 3 of your sales process. That is not how this works. So what does that even mean? Today, Ruby and myself are talking about implications of having long-tended stand-up meetings with clients that take forever to close anything. That doesn't help. And if pipeline is a problem, which it is, how do you want to stand out from your competition? Well, if you have a bunch of customers who really like what you do, and you want to support them by giving them something of value, and oh, by the way, leverage their experience with you to go out and get new business, why don't you host an event? That event could be held someplace quite fancy, maybe not, but quite fancy, but you're going to spend some time and money on giving them value. And what does value mean? If you sell something technical or complicated or expensive or important to a business, you got to get in the weeds on that. What do they want to walk away from an event with you with? If it is a nice dinner, amazing. That tends to move the needle. If it is giving them something so important and so interesting while they're sitting next to one of your best customers who's going to say something very nice about you, that's a really good idea. And so, what is it that they need to hear from you to make them feel special, interesting, part of a club, part of a network, whatever you want to call it? You got to give them something of value, and that value has to be something that they will take away from said event. Can't be just about the event, can't just be about the steak. What are you giving them? And so every company will have something different. Can't make it up for you. You got to decide what that is. But the goal here is to use in-person, well done, high value events to your advantage, because in a world where pipeline is important, and it is, it's going to get harder and harder to get those conversations off the ground. Phone calls aren't going to work, emails aren't going to work, but a steak dinner with a bunch of smart people talking about something really important, there's something there. So, suggesting for every team, what does that mean to you? How can you bring them in? How can you make them come together? How can you give them something interesting? And how can you make it memorable? All right, Ruby says, events work, you got to make them work. Enough for today. Walking and talking with Ruby.